How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about BBIG, what ended up having a green day inside of the market. We saw the SPY sold off. There was a lot of volatility. Many plays were down, but BBIG showed some strength. I'll talk about the reason for that inside of this video, and as well as some more updates. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is a technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bullish case scenario and as well as in the bearish case scenario. Want to make sure you guys are prepared. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information. The reason why this is important because the short interest has an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know what was the selling and the buying behavior like on the institutional side and as well as for the retail side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for BBIG. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $3.05, being up 2.69%. On the low, it tested $2.79, and then on the high, testing $3.23. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 16.545 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 17.196 million shares. So not too far off from the average, and this helped with bringing some strength inside of the stock. Now, when we see our chart, which is the daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is right at 39.89. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 100-day, the 50-day, the 200-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. And like I spoke about in previous videos, BBIG is in a bear market. But one thing we have to take notice of, as far as for the low of the day, since we did test around $2.79 and we ended up seeing a high of $3.23, does give a lot to look forward to going into tomorrow. We could see previous resistance levels we had was around 329 to 328 area. We've talked about this in other videos. So this is why it would have been very paramount for BBIG to get above this 330 level. If it would have been able to do that, we could have easily reclaimed the 21-day EMA at around $3.37 and then look forward to that move of that gap fill at 377. So this is definitely the play to continue to keep on close watch. Now, if it decides to have a pullback going into tomorrow, then I want to see some strength. I want to see increased levels of support. So what do I mean by this? It'd be great to see if BBIG could at least hold up around the 290s or the 280s. It could end up happening to pull back to around 279 and even go as far back as the 271. But again, this is why it's important to keep your eye on it. Make sure you have the right risk management if you're going to be thinking about jumping into this play. So let's see how BBIG performs going into tomorrow, but it would be great if it can get itself back up into that $3.30 range. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for BBIG. So for the dark pool short volume ratio, it was at 54.14%, and then for the dark pool short volume being just over 3.7 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 50,000, updated 26 minutes ago, and then for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 22.95%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we could see for December the 9th, it was at 49.45. And then for the close of December the 10th, being as high as 54.14. So what this tells us, BBIG still continues to have short squeeze potential, and it's part of the reasons why you want to keep an eye on this play, because if we have any buying pressure or any catalyst coming through, we could see some very strong moves. So this is why if you are going to be going into this play, you must have a strategy. So now let's jump into the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for BBIG. So we can see here on the inflow is at 8,395, and then on the outflow 9,802. When we take a look at the breakdown on the large being 2,741, on the medium being 4,253, and then on the small being 1,401. When we take a look at the outflow flow side, on the large, it was 4,228. On the medium, 4,204. And then for the small, it was 1,370. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you could see for today, December the 13th, it being negative 1,487.47. When we analyze the numbers even further for the small scale orders, which tends to represent the retail side, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more buying than we had selling as well. And then when we take a look at what happened on the large, we had more selling than we had buying. And this could potentially represent institutions. Now, when we take a look at the turnover ratio, whoa, it was at 17.09%. So this is no surprise for a stock like BBIG. It's a penny stock, and there's many traders that are going in and out of this play. And also, when we had that brief pop going into the $3.20 range, many people are just going to sell. This is inevitable. So this is why you want to make sure you're prepared and you're paying attention to these videos so you know the volatility that you're getting yourself into. So now let's go to the final thoughts, and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for BBIG, it was great that we ended up having an article that came out saying the best penny stocks to buy before 2022, and BBIG was on this list, and we ended up getting to a high of around $3.22. Of course, we had a lot of selling pressure. We know the markets are already volatile, and the moment it gains some momentum, it's going to have that pressure that comes into the play. And we know, as far as taking a look at the chart, it has previous resistance around these areas, talking about $3.29 and 28 cents to be exact. So it going to around 322 and having selling pressure, we shouldn't be surprised whatsoever. As far as for the bullish case scenario, you'd want to see BBIG hold up the $3 level, and we'd want to see a retest going back into that 320 range. If it's able to get past it, that's where I'm going to be looking forward to a move, getting above $3.37, and with more momentum, we could go into filling that gap at $3.77. As far as for the bearish case scenario, if it decides to have a pullback, then you're going to want to see if it could hold up around $2.70. Breaking through that, you guys already know, we've talked about it, how low this stock could actually go. Now, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it still continues to have short squeeze potential, and it's part of the reasons why I say you want to keep this play on your watch list, because the moment you have a lot of volume coming in, this is where we can look forward to seeing those strong moves like we saw today. But we just want to see something higher than the 320s. All right, so if you're going to be in this play, just make sure you're doing your homework and you're doing your due diligence. I can't emphasize that more than enough. And we also have to take into consideration there are many medium cap and small cap stocks, and as well as penny stocks, that are selling off a lot, and this happens for many reasons. Many people will be doing it for taxes, and plus on top of that, whenever you see these type of stocks that are pulling back quite a bit, many people are just going to sell. And then when you add as far as shorts are concerned, they're just going to be taking advantage of everything else that is going on within the play. And this is why it is very important that you limit your exposure and only put in the money that you are not afraid to lose. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.